Have you ever been paralyzed by the thought that you're not good enough? That your work isn't worthy, or your dreams are just too far out of reach? If so, you're not alone. Everyone, at some point, experiences the crippling weight of self-doubt. But have you ever stopped to wonder why? Why does our mind seem to turn against us, even when we know we're capable? In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the psychology behind self-doubt. We'll uncover the science, the emotional impact, and the stories of those who've experienced it firsthand. Self-doubt isn't just a fleeting feeling, it's deeply rooted in our psychology. At its core, self-doubt is linked to something known as cognitive distortion, a mental pattern where we believe our negative thoughts without evidence. It's like seeing the world through a filter that highlights all our flaws and weaknesses. This is why we might overlook all the things we've achieved and focus only on what we haven't. One key player in self-doubt is our brain's fear system, specifically the amygdala. This almond-shaped cluster of nuclei is responsible for processing emotions, particularly fear. When we're faced with challenges, the amygdala often activates, signaling danger, even if there's none. This causes us to feel anxious or unsure about our abilities, even if we faced similar challenges successfully in the past. But here's the twist. While this mechanism is designed to protect us, it can sometimes go haywire, especially when we're dealing with perfectionism or chronic insecurity. The brain is hardwired to anticipate threats, which can include the possibility of failure. But it doesn't know the difference between a true threat and an imagined one. This is why self-doubt feels so real, even though it's often based on unfounded fears. Now let's take a trip back to the past. Most of the time, self-doubt doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's shaped by our early experiences. Think about it. Our childhood plays a huge role in how we view ourselves as adults. If we grew up in an environment where validation was scarce or we were constantly compared to others, we might develop a deep-seated belief that we're not good enough. Research shows that children who receive constant criticism or neglect from caregivers are more likely to internalize feelings of inadequacy. This early experience can set the stage for a lifetime of self-doubt. And for those of us who were praised only when we excelled, we might come to believe that we're only worthy of love and acceptance if we're perfect. But it's not all bad news. Understanding the roots of self-doubt is the first step in dismantling it. It's possible to rewire these beliefs and build a healthier, more compassionate relationship with ourselves. You know those moments when you set a goal, but then you feel overwhelmed because you're not doing it perfectly? This is the grip of perfectionism. Perfectionism is a huge contributor to self-doubt because it forces us to believe that anything less than perfect is a failure. It's like setting yourself up for disappointment from the start. Studies show that perfectionism can lead to chronic anxiety, depression, and a constant feeling of not measuring up. People who struggle with perfectionism often feel the need to hide their flaws or mistakes from others, further isolating themselves in their self-doubt. But here's the catch. No one is perfect. Even the most successful people have doubts, make mistakes, and face setbacks. And that's okay. In fact, failure is often a crucial part of growth. It's through our imperfections that we learn and evolve. Perfectionism only keeps us trapped in a cycle of self-criticism, unable to embrace our full potential. It's not just you. Even the most iconic figures in history have battled self-doubt. Take, for example, the legendary author J.K. Rowling. Before she became the voice behind the Harry Potter series, she was a struggling single mother, living on welfare. In fact, she faced multiple rejections before her book was finally published. In her own words, she says that she was rock bottom before her success. Then there's Michael Jordan, often hailed as the greatest basketball player of all time. He was cut from his high school basketball team, and even after achieving success, he was known to wrestle with self-doubt. His famous failures shaped him into the player he became, teaching him that rejection doesn't define his worth. These stories show us that self-doubt doesn't discriminate. It affects everyone. But it's not about avoiding self-doubt. It's about learning how to navigate it and use it as fuel for growth. So, how do we fight back against self-doubt? First, it's important to remember that we're not alone in this struggle. Every single person has moments of uncertainty. The key is to face these moments with compassion and curiosity rather than judgment. One powerful tool is to challenge your inner critic. When negative thoughts arise, ask yourself, is this really true? For example, if you think, I'm not good enough, try to recall moments in your life when you succeeded or felt proud of yourself. Over time, these small victories can help shift your mindset and build confidence. Another strategy is mindfulness. By staying present and acknowledging your emotions without judgment, you can reduce the hold that self-doubt has over you. Mindfulness encourages you to accept that doubts are normal, but they don't have to control your actions. Lastly, building a support system is crucial. Surrounding yourself with people who uplift you and believe in your abilities can help you push through moments of doubt. And remember, reaching out for help when you're struggling is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Self-doubt may never fully disappear, but we can learn to manage it. By understanding its roots, acknowledging its presence, and taking steps to confront it, we can begin to break free from its grip. Every time you face your doubts and push through, you're one step closer to living a life of self-acceptance and confidence.